Hey you guys, it's your girl Jade, and welcome back to episode 5 of my new short series, Decoding Religion. So this is a very special episode because we will be speaking on the significance of the number 5. Now the other day, while I was reading, something popped in my mind that I could not believe, okay? The Bible has 5 letters, B-I-B-L-E. Quran has 5 letters, Q-U-R-A-N. Allah has 5 letters, A-L-L-A-H. We also have 5 fingers, 5 toes on each hand. We have 5 senses, touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight. We have 5 sensory organs. So 5 has to be a very significant number, all right? So I decided to look up the number 5 and the biblical significance of this number. Turns out 5 is mentioned in the Bible a total of 318 times. And it says that this number is directly linked to God's grace. Grace has 5 letters, G-R-A-C-E. And His mercy. Mercy has 5 letters, M-E-R-C-Y. And His favor. Favor has 5 letters, F-A-V-O-R. The grace of God is described as an unmerited favor that comes as a result of God's love. So because He loves you, He has grace for you, okay? And He is continuously forgiving us for things that we have done incorrectly or things that we don't understand, things that we may do that really upsets Him. He could have killed us all by now, but He hasn't. That's very significant. Now, there's this thing called supreme mathematics, and it's a number scale from 1 to 0. So 1 through 9, and then it ends on 0. So 1 is knowledge, 2 is wisdom, 3 is understanding, 4 is culture, freedom, 5 is power, refinement, 6 is equality, 7 is God, 8 is build or destroy, 9 is born, and 0 is cipher. Now in this scale, number 5 is power and refinement. Okay? Number 5 being power and refinement. What does the word refinement mean? Refinement is the process of removing impurities or unwanted elements from a substance. Okay? What does the word power mean? Power also has 5 letters. The word power is, in the noun form, the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. In the verb form, power means to move or travel with great speed or force. Now, when it comes to these books, the Bible and the Quran, these books are for the refinement of a people. It's pretty much a foundation, a rule book. A lot of people say Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving earth. Okay? The Quran, nickname for it, is also the refiner. So this has a lot of significance because in these books are the basic layout for how you can become a decent human being. Okay? If these books pretty much tells you to treat others how you want to be treated, to always remember your Creator and put Him first. Praise your Creator and give thanks for Him even placing you on this earth to live another day. Trust in your Creator. Trust also has 5 letters. Trust in Him. Because if you trust in another individual, they could definitely let you down. And if you trust in anything of the world, you could be being led in the wrong direction. So if you trust in your Creator, the person who made you, there is no doubt that He wants the best for you in this lifetime. And since His Spirit is living inside of you, you have an internal GPS system telling you what's right and what's wrong. Now we all have free will, so in the end, God allows us to make our own decisions But there is no doubt about it that when you make the wrong decision, you have a feeling of guilt, or you have something in your subconscious that's saying, hey, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And sometimes you have a feeling of regret. So, since our bodies are these highly intellectual devices, they are able to be programmed and reprogrammed, okay? So you either will be programmed with the God consciousness, with these sacred books that are specifically written in a way where it will help refine you and rebuild your mind into the best system it can possibly be. It's like the update of a lifetime. Every time you take a look into these books, every time you're able to pull these lessons out. Or you could be reprogrammed into the world, into destruction, into things that you really don't understand, things that might make your program malfunction. So, in supreme mathematics, number 5 being power and refinement, I see it as this. Once you refine yourself or cleanse your body, because refine means removing impurities or unwanted elements from a substance. Okay, so when you send water through a purifier and you get pure water, pure clean water instead of dirty water, you will drink the pure clean water because you remove the impurities from it so that the best of that can go inside of you. Once you refine yourself, your power is getting greater and greater in this world. Okay, what is power? The capacity or the ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. So you will be able to influence others, not in a negative way. If you remove all your impurities, then you're able to influence others to be their greatest self, and you'll have a greater influence on those individuals. And in fact, we all know we have an aura. The greater your aura will be, the cleaner it is. So you'll be pulling things right to you, manifesting very quickly. The definition of power as a verb is to move or travel with great speed or force. So not only will your influential power be greater, but how quickly you are able to make things happen will be greater. Now imagine if you didn't refine yourself, because it can go both ways. We are living in duality, right? So if you don't refine yourself, if you do not remove these impurities, then your power will be stronger as in a negative way, influencing others to do the wrong thing. Like, it's a lot of people in positions of power, and they use their position to keep a lot of people down, okay? And how do you keep people down? By not allowing them to be their greater self. So they always stay in the same position. They're never growing. So you might influence them not to remove their impurities. Hey, come over here and do drugs with me. Hey, why don't you keep going to the club every 2 weeks and drink a whole bunch of alcohol so you were forgetting things? And just make it seem as if you're having a good time, but you're really harming yourself and your body. So you'll never be able to reach the heights that you were supposed to reach. Now you're stuck working that job that you didn't want to work because you haven't removed your impurities to go to higher levels. People are harming themselves in many different ways. If you don't have discipline to do certain things, that discipline will be your downfall. That the lack of discipline is an impurity in itself. So say you never clean your room, so you're never able to find anything that you need. So you keep wasting your money buying things that you already have. Thus your room gets dirtier and dirtier. You're not refining. So I just decided to share this with you guys for the 5th episode. This is very important because these books allow you to purge certain spiritual impurities, because there are a lot of physical impurities, like when you have a zit coming out of your face. There's a reason why you got that zit. And us as humans, we will take the time to research how we can get these physical impurities off of our body, but we will not take the time to research how we can purge ourselves from spiritual impurities, such as hate, such as gluttony, such as jealousy. The list goes on and on. So if we learn to purge ourselves from these impurities, then we can be living our best life without harming others. And one of the main ways that we are able to do this is by reading these sacred books, understanding these sacred books, strengthening our spiritual connection to the Most High, because the spirit is way more important than the physical. Because once you leave your body, and once you die, no one cares how many zits you had on your face. This body is not even coming with you. But you have to have your spirit. And if you have all these impurities weighing down your spirit, how will you fly to where you're supposed to be? How will you get there? You might end up going in the opposite direction. And I know a lot of people may not believe in heaven or hell, but imagine if you lived a long, wonderful life, right? And you didn't get a chance to learn all your lessons. You kept going in the wrong direction. You kept living in selfishness and in hate. Do you really think that when your spirit leaves this body, that there will be no consequences for what you've done? So you'd rather learn your lessons and remove your impurities in this lifetime, rather than wait until your spirit leaves your body and you still have no choice but to go through the purification process in other realms. We all know what happens here on earth. If we get to make our own decisions, then we can clean ourselves up right the first time around. Worst thing that will happen to you is you might get a couple minor cuts and bruises on your body, or you might have to give up some material items which you can get right back. But once your spirit leaves, do you really want to go through the purification process in another realm that you've never been to before? And that could be a very harsh purification process. At least here we have free will. What if once we leave here and we go to our next destination, there is no free will? That's something to think about. In episode 5 of Decoding Religion. Thanks for sitting here and chatting with me. And I'll see you guys next episode.